Hi everyone, so yes, I have been doing a bit of mechanical work this morning. I have spent about an hour and a half with my friend Pete and we've been looking at different things under the engine. Well, should I say no, he's been looking and trying to educate me the best that he possibly can. So we've checked the spark plugs, they're fine. HT leads are fine because they're brand new. So everything is looking towards definitely a fuel problem as opposed to an electrical problem. Now we've taken the fuel filter out, given that a good blow and popped it back on again, and the fuel is all running through that okay. The filter bits that you can see inside all look clear, so we don't think it's a fuel filter problem. The petrol cap itself, yeah, is still causing that doing that vacuum noise, which I'll show you in a minute. So the next thing we're going to do, or I'm going to do, because he's left me to it now, I'm going to try a new fuel filler cap, and then I'm going to take her out. I'm not going to do it today, I'll do it at some point this week. Fill her up with fuel, put the Red X through, and I know some of you are saying don't use Red X, it's like it'll wreck the engine. Other people are saying it's fine. I've used Red X quite a lot in my old motorhome, never had any problems with it. So yeah, I'm going to put some Red X through it just to see if I can clear anything out that way, because it may well be I have just sucked up crap basically from the tank. I know I'm bad, I'm a woman. I shouldn't say that, but anyway, I know that you shouldn't let your fuel tank get too low, and oh, I'm terrible for doing it. I really am. I do it in my car as well, and yeah, I know. Now the other thing we've noticed, and actually the RAC guy picked up on it as well, but he didn't seem too concerned about it, was a little bit of smoking when I started her up from sort of like the engine area. So we've had a good look and we've had the torch out, seeing where it's coming from, and so it was kind of coming up this area here, see at the back of all of this, and when we've shone the torch down, it's actually coming from where the exhaust is underneath. So Pete seems to think it might be something to do with the seal of the exhaust, so I'm going to also get it running to an exhaust place while I'm out and about, and just get them to get up on the ramps and check that for me as well. But as I say, the RAC guy didn't seem particularly concerned about that. I had problems with the bonnet catch as well, so there's a little technique to it, and it's very simple. One of you pulls while the other bangs. I pulled, Pete banged, and ta-da! We got the bonnet up. So I'm also going to give all of this mechanism here a bit of a spray with WD-40 and see if it frees anything up. But I would have thought the RAC guy would have done that, but he didn't. Anyway, I shall turn her over now and you can have a listen to how she is running. Personally, I think she's quite quiet for an old girl. She's an 89, so yeah, she isn't going to be running as quiet as all the modern engines, shall we say. But all in all, I don't think she's particularly noisy. Anyway, I'll let you have a listen for yourselves. So that's the fuel filter there. And that's all pumping through okay. Now this pipe here, if any of you know what this is, because this pipe was actually off. Now I could Google it, but I thought it's probably just easier to ask some of you guys. Yeah, so we stuck a bit of gaffer tape on it and we're going to get a Jubilee clip to hold it on properly, but that wasn't connected. So what is that pipe for? as you can hear, she is not tappety. Her tappets are fine. Now another little thing is the oil filler cap. So my dipstick is here, and we were looking for just your normal screw cap for filling her with oil, and we couldn't find it. So we've done a little bit of Googling, and it's pointing towards this actually being the oil filler cap, and it says you just put a flat bladed screwdriver underneath it and that should pop off. So could you just tell me, before we start popping anything off, is that where I put the oil in? Or the only other one we could find was this one right at the back that goes into, I think, is it called a manifold? This thing at the back where the spark plugs are? I think it's called a manifold, isn't it? But surely that is not the oil filler cap. Is it this one here? So that's my next two questions for you guys. Is that the oil filler cap? And what is this pipe? Now, the other thing, the petrol filler cap, remember when I said it was causing a vacuum? Did you hear that? I don't know if it will have picked it up or not. It is still causing a vacuum. Now, I have cleaned out, just trying to get a good clear thing for you. See those little holes? Oh, where's my camera there? Those little holes there. I've cleared them out with a pin. I've also given the whole cap a good wash. But what I'm actually going to do is leave it off, and I'm whizzing up to Halfords, and I'm going to see if I can get one of the temporary caps just to try it on there and see does that make any difference whatsoever. I think that's it. I think that's all I need to ask you for now. Right, I am on my way. Oh, I'm on my way to Halfords. I forgot my fuel filler cap, so I'm gonna have to turn around and go back. Oh lordy. Right, I'll try again. I couldn't find where I'd left it. I was like, oh, it's probably just in the place it should be. No, because I thought, oh, I'll leave that off because I'm going to go and get a new one. Looked everywhere, and it turns out I'd left it sat on the engine. So, right, as I was saying, I'm glad I remembered then. Could have got all the way up to Halfords without it, and I don't know, I think they must come in different sizes. Pete just said to get, you're going more than 20 miles an hour. Must get a dash cam. Definitely need to get a dash cam sorted. I've had a few near misses of late. Now, yeah, as I was saying once again, Pete said to just get one of the cheap temporary ones just to give it a try. He reckons they're only like about £5 or something, so that's what I'm going to go and get, because I did order. Quite warm now. I've been all wrapped up outside. It's so cold today, but yeah, I did order one off eBay, which was meant to be the correct one, a proper locking one for Netty, but it's not the correct one. It's absolutely tiny. I think it would actually fit down the tube. I'll lose it. Oh, sun's there now. I'll just end up losing it, so that's going to have to go back. I think I'm just even more determined now to get her running properly. I do like a challenge, and she is definitely proving to be a bit of a challenge at the minute. I know she can run so well. That's the frustrating thing, because if she, well, it's not frustrating because it sort of explains it's not a really big major issue with the engine. It's just something like an intermittent fault. So that's the thing when I say it's a little bit frustrating, because I know she can run so well, and every now and again she's not letting me down, but there's a fault, definitely. So it's a process of elimination, isn't it? And we will get there. She will be running like a dream. She's got to, because I want to do a Scotland road trip in her. sort of like in a few months hopefully, and I need her running properly for that, definitely. It's one thing doing short little journeys around where I live trying to get her sorted, but I definitely do not want to be going hundreds of miles in her if she isn't running right, because I could just do more damage, couldn't I, to her. So yeah, fingers crossed. We'll try this filler cap next and try the Red X like I said, and hopefully she'll run sweet again, because when I first got her, driving her home, and I drove her sort of about 50 odd miles, and she drove absolutely fine. Got one, £2.99, and it'll fit. And I've also, back to the Red X thing, should I, shouldn't I? Right, I've splashed out, gone for the dearer one. So it does the same thing, but I thought, let's give her the best that I can get really. So yeah, just same thing, different brand. So that will be going in on the next fill up. Feels thicker as well. You know, when the Red X is very, very watery, but this does feel like it's a bit thicker. Whether it makes a difference, I don't know, but at this point I'm going to give anything a go. Anyway, I am now going to nip into Sainsbury's, get some shopping, and then get back and stick this on her. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and once again, if you've got any little thoughts on what I've discussed in the video, please just drop me a message in the comments or over on my Instagram, because you guys really are helping me. I know at the end of the day she may just have to go in the garage, but if I can just save a few pennies along the way, or at least when I do get her booked into the garage, if I can kind of go armed with a little bit of information, then it might just end up not costing me as much as it possibly could do. Anyway, so yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are all having a lovely weekend, although it probably will be during the week when I post a video, who knows. Anyway, take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.